What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, and my fighters? I'm One Eye Bri, also known as PT, and I'm back to do another top 10 list. In this list, this is the top 10 episodes. Well, there's a couple more than 10, but top 10 list of the best episodes of the Walking Dead series from season 1 to season 10. Spoiler warning, obviously, for season 1 to season 10. If you're not up to date of the show, series, all that stuff, spoiler warning. I'm also going to share the top 10 best episodes per The Walking Dead's Twitter account. But first, guys, we talk about The Walking Dead all year round. So if you love The Walking Dead, please hit that subscribe button and become a valued member of our PT channel Walking Dead family. And for those interested in supporting the channel, you can become a member. Just hit the join button and follow the steps. Number 10 is an episode back in season 6, 602. JSS, Just Survive Somehow. It was a big episode for Carol, and Carol is on this list. A lot of big moments and best episodes have Carol in the episode. It is when the wolves attacked Alexandria. Carol stepped up. Morgan was taking out wolves. It was pretty awesome. I mean, Carol was killing wolves. Morgan was trying to save them, but it was a big moment. JSS was born. A lot of people tattoo that on their body, and that's a great phrase. The wolves came to town, and Morgan and Carol took him out. JSS is a big moment. Definitely go check out episode 602 to find out more and let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Number 9 takes us back to season 4, episode 414. Look at the flowers. I don't even have to say anything. You know what I'm talking about. You know it's the Grove. You know Lizzie. You know Mika. You know look at the flowers. It was a big moment for Carol again. Carol, Tyrese, Lizzie, Minka. It was just crazy. And then Judith. I mean, it's just a big, memorable moment. Definitely check out season 4, episode 14. And just look at the picture right there. Enough said, right? Lizzie was definitely cray-cray. And you felt bad for her because she saw the world in a crazy way. But please get Judith out of Lizzie's arms. Number 8 takes us back to season 3, episode 12, Clear. Morgan coming back around was a huge moment. It is a possible connecting point with the Whispers. Did Morgan see the Whispers? There's the line that was everybody talking about. People wearing dead people's faces. Did he see the Whispers? Did he see this? I don't know. We still don't know. But it was a huge moment with Carl, Michonne, Rick, and Morgan back around town. It's definitely a great episode, and I highly recommend it. And really, all these episodes are great. And let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. I want to know your list. But look at Michonne, Rick, and Carl, and it is the birthplace episode of the Orange Backpack. If you know this channel, if you know myself, you know how important the Orange Backpack is to me. They're just theories, but it's pretty interesting. The Orange Backpack. Number 7 takes us back to episode 408. It is the death of the prison. The prison goes bye-bye. Rick gets beat up by the governor. Michonne takes out the governor. It's a big episode. It's a big turning point because the governor comes to the prison and blows it up. It's also the last time we see Herschel. Well, not the last time. Technically, we see him in season 9, episode 5, but Herschel's death episode is a big one. Michonne takes out the governor, and I love it. Michonne! It's also such a big thing for the turning point of the series because they go away from the prison, and where are they going to go? We meet Tara. She's definitely, well, we meet her before that, but it's a big episode because she realizes how bad the governor is, and then we meet this guy, Mitch. The birth of One Eye Bri was in the episode before that, but it's kind of cool. A subscriber gave me the nickname because of Mitch and is saying in season 4. Number 6 is 2 episodes, actually, 207 and 208. And it's such a big episode. Well, 2 episodes. 207 is such a big episode because we found out that walkers were in the barn and Sophia was in the barn. All that time, Sophia was right there and she was gone. She got bit. Shane, Andrea, T-Dog, Glenn, Daryl, everybody, they took down the walkers and it was a big, big moment. The next episode, 208, is something I'm going to highlight in a whole other video. Nebraska is the title. It's so important to the series and the universe of The Walking Dead that we didn't know about it way back when, but it looks to be super important for the future of the series. Nebraska, episode 208, but number 6 is 207 and 208. Number 5 is the one, the only, the pilot episode. Episode 101, where it all started. It's got to be on the list because it's such a great episode. There's times where I can just put the episode on and watch it, and it's still great. It still holds up. And I have to say, it's probably one of the best pilot episodes of any show that I've ever seen. It's so captivating, interesting. Rick, Teddy Bear Girl, Morgan, Bicycle Girl, and it draws you in right away from the very beginning. And even before this, When Rick and Shane are talking in the police car, it's like, whoa, what's going on here? I thought this was about zombies. But you see the dynamic with Shane and Rick. You meet Morgan and Dwayne, and it's so interesting. And I'm really glad that Morgan came back around. It was one of those things where like, whoa, whatever happened with this guy? And I'm glad they kept him alive. The whole thing with the walkers is a little crazy with the first episode and Morgan's wife, but the tank walker was pretty cool. The Glenn on the radio ending is pretty great. Definitely love episode 101. Number 4 is 2 episodes. 616 and 701, because you have to talk about both of them in the same breath. But if I got to give a little more nod to one, I give it to 701. It is a great episode. 616 leads the way into 701. And we lost Glenn and we lost Abraham. But definitely 701 is a great episode on multiple levels. The acting is great. You buy into the lineup idea. You're not sure what's going to happen. It's very sad. It is probably one of the only episodes that I actually shed a tear and cried watching it. It's very sad. It's one of those things where you're like, wow, what's our group going to do? Daryl's gone. What's going to happen here? Maggie lost Glenn. Sasha and Rosita lost Abraham. We lost 2 major characters. And it was one of those things where like, whoa, now yes, it sucked over the summer, waiting and waiting and waiting. And the cliffhanger was a terrible idea, but 701 was such a great episode. And I remember that whole summer we were talking about who may die, who's going to die. And 701 definitely lived up to the hype and is a great episode. Number 3 is a recent episode. It is 905. It is the last Rick Grimes episode. And to be honest, it's not the best episode by any means, but it's so memorable. So if you define best, is it the most memorable or what? But it also gives us the Rick Grimes movies. It sets those up in a way that we have to see. We saw the flashbacks. We saw the last times we saw Scott Wilson as Herschel. It was crazy to see that. So it was so memorable. Last time we saw Maggie until, the back half of season 10, we're going to see her. But ultimately, it was such a great thing setting up the future of the show and the series. And it did live up to the hype of the last Rick Grimes episode. It also paved the way for older Judith, who I love. And she was one of my favorite characters now on the show, and you got to give props there. Number 2 is the best premiere of the series, episode 501, the Terminus episode, when Carol goes in, blows it up, and saves everybody. It's such a memorable episode for multiple reasons. Terminus was like build up, build up, build up, and then poof, Carol blew it up and it was gone. But Carol saved the day, and 701 is a great premiere, but it's terrible that we lose 2 characters. Carol saved the day, so I'm going to give the edge to episode 501. I love this scene right here. It is so memorable. The first time that Daryl and Carol saw each other after Carol was exiled. And number 1 is the number 1 episode I had before on my list, 609. It is so great. It's one of those episodes that you can just put on. If you saw the series before, just put it on and enjoy. It is memorable on so many levels. These guys, Daryl with the rocket launcher blowing them up, Rick taking out a bunch of walkers, Carl loses his eye, all the walkers coming in inside Alexandria, Daryl with the rocket launcher again. It's just pretty great. We lose some characters and it's okay. Sam, Ron, Jesse, Team Anderson, we don't really need them, right? We didn't really need them at all. All the walkers getting taken out. It's just pretty great. So many things happen, a lot of action, and I love it. The whole Carl eye sequence, it's very memorable. It's one of those things where like, yep, the 609 is the episode where Carl loses an eye, but he survives, and it's pretty awesome. So that's my list. What is your list? Please post your list in the comments below. This is the Walking Dead Twitter account, their list. You can see 1 to 10, 501, 101, 207, 312, 414, 408, 609, 915, 716, and 602. It's a pretty good list. 915 is pretty memorable, and I was going to put it on here, but I couldn't bump anyone there too. It's definitely an honorable mention. It's probably episode 11. Maybe it's even better than JSS, but it's memorable for a bad reason because that's the Pike lineup. So like I said before, let me know your list. Post your comments below, and I'm loving it. There's so many memorable moments, and it's kind of interesting that there's not one episode on our list or The Walking Dead's Twitter page list from season 8. Pretty interesting. And the one episode I have from season 7 is the premiere. Even though I do enjoy season 7, episode 16, again, I couldn't put it over any of these episodes because it's tough to rank 10 episodes of so many seasons. I mean, we have 10 seasons of The Walking Dead, and that's a lot of episodes. So thank you guys for watching, and for those interested in my Zombie Apocalypse book series, I have 11 books now. Check out the link in the description. I hope you join the fight, and tell them, Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.